Now see the second part of this chapter. We already talked about joints. What are joints? The places where two or more bones meet or join together are called joints. And also you can see what is ligaments. The bones are held at the joints by the strong tissues. It is held by and joined by the strong tissues. The bones are joints. That strong tissues are called ligaments. I already explained you about two types of joints. That is ball and socket joint, which is located in the shoulder and hip joints, and also the pivot joints, which gives only rotation, allows rotation only partially, and it is located in the neck and head, between the neck and the head. Now see the third types of joints, that is the hinge joints. You can see the example of a hinge joints here. I will show you the example of hinge joints. Here it is the example picture given. A hinge joints is a type of a joints that allows the movement in only one direction only. You can see the example similar to the hinges of the door. You can see it is similar to the hinges of the door. It is located between the wall and the door. It gives only one type move, one direction only movement, because door opens and closes in one direction only, in front or out, backward or out front side. It will not rotate partially, it will not rotate circularly, give circular motion. It only rotates in a one direction only. So it is the example of a hinge joints, and it is located in the elbow, knees, toes and fingers, and have a hinge joints. Now see in the textbook what is written. Open and close the door a few times. Afterwards you can just observe your door at home. Open and close it some more time. You can also observe the hinges of the door carefully. It gives only one direction movement. They allow the door to move backward and forth, that much only. It does not rotate circularly or anti-circularly. It only gives one direction movement. So this type of joint is called a hinge joints. Now see activity 3. Activity 3, you have to create a model which we already created in ball socket joint, like that only. But in the similar way, you have to make a cylinder with a cardboard or a thick chart paper. Afterwards, you have to attach a small pencil into the cylinder by piercing the cylinder at the center. At the center, you have to just pierce the pointed part of a pencil, two pencils small, and afterwards attach a small pencil there. Okay. You have to attach only one pencil. Attach a small pencil. Now make a hollow half cylinder from a cardboard. You can also, if you don't want to make a hollow of a cardboard, another cylinder, you can take one plastic bottle which is bigger than the cylinder which you have made, and you can cut it from the between. That you can see in the yellow part, you can see here, like a plastic bowl we have taken in a ball socket joint. In the similar way, you can take a plastic bottle, cut it in the form of a half cylinder, and you can arrange it in the below the cylinder which you have made. Afterwards, you can give the rotation with the help of a movement. You can see with the help of a pencil. You can see. Try to move the rolled up cylinder with the help of a pencil. How does it move? How does it move different from the that you have made from the ball socket joint, right? The ball used to make ball was with the help of a cylinder. Ball used to move continuously round in the alter manner, in the alter direction. Ball used to move in the bowl, but it is possible in the cylinder? No, it only gives you one direction movement, that is front and back. This is called the hinge joints, and that is the model of your hinge joint. Now, where is this joints located? The elbow has a hinge joint that allows only a back forth movement, and also you can think of some more example like knees, toes and fingers. You can also carefully see and observe in your body that this type of movement hinge joints gives. Now see the fixed joint. Some joints between the bones in our head are different from those we have discussed far. Some of the joints are fixed joints, they does not move. That is located in our head. These bones cannot move at these joints. Such a joints are called fixed joints. When you open your mouth wide, while talking also, while laughing, when you open your mouth wide, and you can see that your lower jaw will go away from the head. While you are speaking, the lower jaw will go away from the head, but upper jaw will go no, isn't it? So try to move your upper jaw. Now, are you able to move it? No. There is a joint between the upper jaw and the rest of the head, which is a fixed joint. We discuss only some of the joints that connect parts of our body. Means it will connect two parts of the body, that is called a joints. What gives the different part of the body with a different shape? Can you imagine the shape is given by the given to different parts of the body by what? Yes, it is a skeleton. Skeleton gives shape to our body, right? It also gives a different framework. What is the skeleton and what is the skeletal system? Skeletal system is a rigid framework of a bones that serves many important functions. It also supports and shape and it provides support, shape and strength to the body, and also it protects the internal organs and also helps in the movement of the body parts. There are 206 bones in an adult human body. The skeletal system comprises of the skull, backbone, rib cage, and limbs. Understood? The framework of the bones is called the skeleton. How do you know that this is the shape of a human skeleton? How do we know the shape of a different bones in our body? By just observing the skeleton very nicely. There are 4 main parts of the skeleton. That is the skull, the backbone, the rib cage, and the limbs. These are the main part of the skeleton, which comprises of a skull, backbone, rib, and cages, and its main function is to support and protect the internal organs and also give shape to the human body. You can also observe this part while taking x-ray. When the doctor allows you, when you met an accident and if the part of the body is swollen, then if you for the diagnosis, the doctor tell you to take a x-ray. In x-ray you will find will be like this picture. This figure 8.8, the x-ray of ankle and a knee is given. From this x-ray you can see the various parts of the body of your own also and of others also. In this way it is used for the diagnosis of a doctor. If there is any crack or if there is any injury has been done, then it can be easily located with the help of x-ray. Understood till here? Now see, what are the hand joints that you will study here? Bend your fingers. Are you able to bend them at every joints? Yes. How many bones does your middle finger have? You can count it out. There are 3. Yes. Feel the back of your palm. There are so many fingers. There are highest number of bones are located in your arm and especially in your hand. The 27 bones, that is the largest bone, is available in your one arm, and together it will be 27 to the 52 bones in your arm only it is there. And you can see the structure of a bones in your hands. It is very much vivid, you can say, and it is very much flexible also in the wrist part. It is made up of several small bones. You can see here in the picture so many several bones are located. 4 bones in one finger, and it is made up of several small bones called carpales. And what will happen if it is only one bone? Will you be able to bend your fingers? Will you be able to take some things in your hand and will you be able to write with your hands? No, because of these small bones and flexibility, and you will be able to do your work properly. You can hold some things, you can write things, you can do so many works with the help of your fingers, and you can eat also properly. So this is the structure of a hands, and there are 27 bones located in your hands. Now see activity 4. Take a deep breath and hold it for a while. Feel your chest bones and the backbone by gently pressing the middle of a chest and the back at the same time. You can just press feel the chest bones and the back bones by pressing it gently. You will be able to observe some of the bones are already there. Count as many as bones of the chest as possible. You can also count ribs if you are able to see from the back. Observe them carefully and compare with what you feel of the chest bones. We see that the ribs are curiously bent, right? They joint the rib are joint the chest bone and the backbone together to form a box. This is called a rib cage. Rib cage, I already told you, is a main part of a skeleton. It is a thin, flat and a curved bones. It forms a protective cage. You can see the protective cage, a box type, is around the heart and the lungs, and it is called a rib cage. The rib cage consists of 24 bones. arranged in a 12 pairs of ribs. 12 pairs are each side of the rib cage, and total will be 24 because it is arranged in a pair, and it is joined from the middle, from the chest bone to the backbone, and the middle part is known as a sternum. There are 12 ribs on each side of a chest, and there are some important internal or parts of our body lie protect inside this. The ribs are joined to the breastbone or the sternum in the front and to the backbone at the back. Apart from protecting the heart and the lungs, the most important organ of our body, that is heart and the lungs, is protected by the rib cage, and it also protects the parts of the stomach, spleen and the kidneys. Understood? Now see the backbone. What is a backbone? Backbone is, you can see here, is also known as a vertebral column or a spine. It consists of 33 irregularly shaped bones called vertebrae. There are 33 irregular shapes vertebrae arranged in a irregular manner, in a spiral manner. So it is also known as a spiral bone, and it is known as a vertebrae. And these bones make a strong framework which protects the spinal cord. Its main important function is to protect the spinal cord. The vertebrae column enables us to stand upright and maintain our balance. So it is the main bone of the skeleton. Starting from the neck, moves your fingers downward on the back of your friend. What you will feel, it will be from the neck to the wrist, it will be a backbone. It is made up of small bones called vertebrae of 33 irregularly shaped bones. The rib cage is joined to these bones. So rib cage, you can say that it is joined to the backbone. If backbone was made up of only one bone, what you will be? Will you be able to make your friend bend? No. Make your friend stand with both hands pressed to the wall and ask her to push the wall. Is it possible to do? Do you notice the two bones on the back are prominent? That is where the shoulders are. You can also see that it can be pushed by the shoulders, that is the shoulder bones. They are called the shoulder bones. Now see pelvic bones, where it is located. This structure is made up of pelvic bones. You can see here in the picture, figure 8.13. The enclosed portion of our body below the stomach, that is the abdomen, is has a pelvic bone. This is the part you sit on. This is called the pelvic bones, which is a hip bone, and the bones are called a pelvic bone, and it is a structure in which you sit on, and it is the internal part of your body, and it protects your kidney and uterus. The skull is another main part of the skeleton. Important part is skull. Skull is a bony framework of a head. It protects the brain. It is the main part of the body. So brain is covered by the skull. You can see here, it encloses and protects a very important part, that is the brain. We discuss many bones and joints of our skeleton, right? There are some additional part of a skeleton that are also not as hard as the bones and which can be bent. These are called cartilages. It is not given but I am giving you the explanation of a skull. Skull is the bony framework of a head. It protects the head. And the skull consists of 8 cranial and 14 facial bones, thus making a total of 22 bones. There are 14 facial bones and 8 cranial bones in the head of a skull. So the cranial bones made up of a protective frame around the brain. It protects the brain. It is known as a cranial bones, and it is 8 cranial bones. The facial bones make a upper jaw and a lower jaw, and other facial structure is developed because of the 14 facial bones. Except the lower jaw, all other bones in the skull are fixed. All other bones are fixed except the lower jaw, and hence it is immovable. We are able to talk and eat because of the movable lower jaw only. Clear? Now you might have noticed the skull, backbone, rib cage are the main part of the skeleton. Now let's talk about cartilages. What is a cartilage? It is a soft bones. It is not as hard as a bones. You can feel the cartilage in your ear. Feel your ear. Do you find any hard bony parts that can be bent? Yes. So it is not too hard as a bones. It is very soft. It can also be bent. There do not seem to be any bones here, isn't it? You can see in the picture also, and you can feel with your hands also here. Do you notice anything between the ear lobe and the portion above it? As you press between your fingers, upper part of a ear has a cartilage, and the ear lobe also. Ear lobe does not have any bone. You can only feel the ear lobe. There is no cartilage or a bones there. You do feel something in the upper part of the ear that is soft as the ear lobe, but not as hard as a bone, isn't it? This is the cartilage. Cartilage is also found in the joints of the body. Not only in the ear, but it also found in the joints of the body. It is in the internal part of our body. You cannot feel it. We have seen that our skeleton is made up of many bones, joints, and cartilage. You could feel, bend, and move many of them, right? Now draw a neat diagram of the skeleton in your notebook. In the notebook, you can draw part of a skeleton body. We have learned about the bones in our body, right? And about the joints that help us also in different ways. You already studied different types of bones, that is rib cage, backbone, skull, then pelvic bones, then limbs also. Limbs has a two pairs of limbs that is located in your forelimbs or the arms, and also the thigh bones, different types of joints. Now, what makes the bones move up the way do? How we are able to move the joints? Let us find out now. You are having a framework of a skeleton with this type of so many bones, that is 206 bones. Different types of joints also you study. The main part of this skeleton also you understood, that is the skull, backbone, and rib cage. Now see how you are able to move the bones, different joints. With which part? Make a fist with one hand, bend your arms at the elbow and touch your shoulder with the thumb. You can do this exercise at home. You can touch your shoulder with the help of a thumb by just bending your elbow at the arm. Touch it with the other hand. Do you observe a swollen region in the upper part? When you are touching the thumb, you can upper part of the arm, you can see the muscles, right? The muscles bulge due to contraction. Because of the contraction, the muscles bulge. It will be smaller in size. So now bring your arm back to its normal position. Now you can take the thumb and you can keep it right down. Now what will happen? It will contract. You can see the muscles will be not as swollen as it was before, right? Now bring your arm back to its normal position. What happened to the muscles? Is it still contracted? No. You can observe the similar contraction of muscles in your legs when you are walking or running. When contracted, the muscles become shorter, stiffer, and thicker. It pulls the bone. Because of the muscles contraction, we are able to move our joints. Muscles are attached to both the sides of the bones. You can see muscles work in pairs. It is attached in the both sides of the bones. It works in pairs. When one of them is contracts, the bone is pulled in that direction. When the upper side of it is pulled, the bone is pulled in that direction. The other muscles then relax. The muscles in the lower direction will be relaxed at that time. Afterwards, to move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscles will pull the bone towards its original position while the first one relax. So it will works in a pair, you can see. When the one will contract, the bones will move in one direction, and when the bone will move to the other opposite direction, then the other one will relax, and the relaxed muscle will give the pull to the bone. In this way, the movement is possible. The muscles can only pull; it cannot push. Thus, the two muscles have to work together to move a bone. Are muscles and bones always required for the movement? Yes. Then only we are able to move and do our other exercise and movement of our body. How do other animals move? Let's find out, and that you will study in the next part of our chapter. Thank you.